reach home before sunset because they had planned some kind of surprise. As he was walking home, he passed an eagle trapped in a net by a hunter. And that eagle was looking devastated and scared. He now had a choice to leave the eagle or to go home to his family. He thought for a moment, and he decided to do the selfless thing. He spent his time, and he freed the eagle. The eagle said to him, it's a story, so the eagles can talk. The eagle said to him that, I am so grateful to you for freeing me. I will never forget this good deed that you have done. And you see, I have this special mark on my foot. So whenever you see me, you will know it is me. And I will always be indebted to you. This is what the eagle said to him, and then he flew off. A few days later, this same forest dweller was sitting on a mound, and after a long days of work, he was just about to eat his food, like a sandwich or something. Just as he was about to eat his food, a bird swooped down, stole his sandwich, and flew away. And he was hungry and exasperated. He was hangry. And he looked at this bird, and he tried to go after his sandwich. And as he tried to go after his sandwich, he fell off the mound into a pile of mud. He looked up at the bird, and he realized it was an eagle. Not only was it an ordinary eagle, it was the eagle that he had saved a few days ago. Now he got really upset. And he said, what is this? What is the point of doing good deeds if all you get in return is bad? Why only bad comes back to me if I do something good? It's not fair. I shouldn't have saved you. Have you guys had those thoughts before? I'm always the one who's doing the good things. I'm always the one thinking selflessly, and no one ever returns that back to me. Or, why am I the only one? It's not fair. Have you guys had that thought before? It's a very common thought for all of us to have. Now, this eagle, he asked the eagle, he was like, why did you do this? And the eagle said to him, if you turn around, you will see that there is a huge poisonous snake at the top of the mound that was about to come and bite you. And seeing that, I didn't know what else to do. So was it a good thing that the eagle took his sandwich, or was it a bad thing? Simple answer, yes or good or bad? Good. But from his perspective, until he found out why that had happened, it seemed like it was a bad thing. In life, circumstances come to us. And when those circumstances come to us, sometimes it feels like we're always doing good, but we're only getting bad in return. There will be phases in your life where you will feel that. Right? At that time, there's no actual eagles who will come and tell us, hey, look at the poisonous snake that was behind you. But actually, all the circumstances in our life, we're meant to look at them with intellectual discrimination to come to realize that whatever is happening, even though it seems like I'm doing good and only bad is coming back to me, actually, what is happening to me is for my own good. It is actually good, not bad. And until we come to that conviction that everything that is happening to us is good, we still have to find some energy, some inspiration to muster up the strength to do good, irrespective of whether only good or bad comes to us. At Diwali, we have an opportunity to reflect on this, because Diwali is the festival of good over evil. It is the festival of light over darkness. It is the festival of knowledge over ignorance. And when we equip ourselves with the knowledge that everything that happens to us happens it helps us to face our life dynamic. But until we get there, we have to use some other means and mechanisms to move along, sticking to the good path. Doing good is actually very hard. I'll tell you guys a true story. Just a couple of weeks ago, a few university students and young professionals in Toronto got together and decided that for Diwali, they wanted to feed homeless people in downtown Toronto. So they made like 160 sandwiches and like 80 muffins and burfis and packaged it in little paper bags with a Diwali message and walked around downtown Toronto to give those packages out. The interesting thing is that day, there was so much going on in Toronto that there were so many police out and it was very hard to find any homeless people. After walking for hours, they decided to try giving these packages to some shelters. And they tried 3 shelters and none of the shelters would accept the food. Doing good is not easy. And when we try to do good, there's this phrase that says, Shreyansi Bahu Vignani. In doing anything good, you are definitely going to meet many obstacles. But that should not prevent us from doing that which is right. In our tradition, something being good or bad is not measured by the result that is gotten. It is measured by something else. Are you all familiar with the Ramayana story? Yes. Everyone here knows who Jatayu is? Jatayu is the vulture who came and fought with Ravana to try to save Sitaji. In that battle between Ravana and Jatayu, who won? Ravana won. Right? Now, say right now you are going to be given a nickname that was going to stick with you for the rest of your life. Would you choose Ravana or Jatayu? Jatayu. But Ravana won. Why wouldn't you choose Ravana? External victory is not the only measure of success in our tradition. Jatayu is praised because he chose the selfless path. Ravana is not praised, even though it looks like he won in the short run. In our tradition, whether something is successful outside or not is not what we look at only. We also look at whether that thing has brought purity of mind, whether it has brought peace of mind, whether it has given us a deep sense of inner happiness, and whether it has given us the qualifications to pursue philosophical thinking in our tradition. Okay? So the measure of goodness and the results that come to us is very different in Sanatana Dharma. And at Diwali, we get an opportunity to sit and think about and reflect on these things so that we can change the way we approach our life and the decisions that we make in the short run and in the long run. I also wanted to share one thought on the Puranic reference. Diwali, one of the reasons we celebrate Diwali is it is the return of Lord Rama from the forest from Lanka, back to Ayodhya. Right? So everyone lights lots of diyas along the way to brighten the path for his return. But do you think Lord Rama would have only returned to Ayodhya one time in his life? He would have left Ayodhya countless times as a king, and he would have come back also countless times. Why do we not celebrate all of those things as Diwali? Why only this one specific time? It is because this is not just the return of Lord Rama to Ayodhya. It is actually a celebration of victory of goodness over evil in the symbolism of conquering Ravana, who is ignorance and ego and all the negativities. Right? It is also a celebration of Dharma, because Lord Rama is returning back to Ayodhya after 14 years of doing his Dharma as a son, keeping his word to his parents. And also, it is a celebration of love. You know, when Lord Rama had defeated Ravana, Vibhishana, who who was now crowned king of Lanka, said to him, "Lord Rama, you please come to Lanka and enjoy now for a few days before you head back to Ayodhya." And Lord Rama's term of exile was going to be over in one day. You know, when you go for any trip and you finish your work and it's a nice city, you decide to extend your trip a little bit to see the city, to enjoy the place you're at. Lanka was so sought out that even the Devatas of Svarga would go there to envy the enjoyments that they had. But Lord Rama said, "No, I cannot stay here even one more day." He could have very well stayed without breaking any word and enjoyed the pleasures of Lanka. But he said, "I have to go back to Bharata. Bharata is waiting for me." So the return of Lord Rama to Ayodhya is at the same time a celebration of love. It is a celebration of knowledge over ignorance, of good over evil, of dharma, and of love. And when we light the diyas at Diwali, we are not only trying to light external diyas, but we're trying to find a way for ourselves to become lights that will light up the light of the light of others as well. We become lights, or little diyas, that light up the world when we're able to stick to dharma, no matter how hard it is. When we're able to follow love, when we're able to conquer ignorance with knowledge, and when we are able to gain victory over the things that people struggle their whole lives to conquer. Right? So at Diwali, while we celebrate and we enjoy all the cultural aspects, reflecting on how to transform our lives and move away from doing good things only because good comes back, but being good irrespective. That transformation in our life brings the kinds of blessings that you cannot even count for the rest of your life. So I encourage you all to consider how you can celebrate Diwali in a fundamental way by bringing the transformation to your life that will not only bring joy to those around you, but to the deepest part of yourself as well. The fact that there is so much depression and anxiety being faced by youth, young professionals, adults all over is proof that the world does not have enough to offer us for us to feel fundamentally satisfied. That kind of solace, peace, purity comes from this tradition. It comes from sticking to that which is good. But you have to try it, and then you'll know if what I'm saying is true. Right? So with this short message, I will leave you all now to enjoy your dinner, which was promised a few minutes ago. And like I said, I'm very inspired and moved to see how you've all come together to celebrate Diwali in all its facets. So keep up the tradition like this, and have a wonderful rest of the semester, everybody.